Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. Let's begin with the headlines. Nigeria and Japan strengthen strategic partnership at TICAD 9 summit. Benue State House of Assembly suspends 4 members for 3 months over attempt to impeach Speaker. And NNPC Limited and partners signed gas supply agreements to deepen government's decade of gas advancement. Nigeria and Japan have agreed to strengthen bilateral cooperation, focusing on energy, agriculture, infrastructure, and the digital economy. The commitment was made during a meeting between Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister, Yusuf Tuga, and his Japanese counterpart, Takeshi Iwaya, on the sidelines of TICAD 9 summit. Tuga highlighted Nigeria's economic reforms to attract investments. The ministers also discussed regional security, enhanced multilateral cooperation. The foreign minister invited his counterparts to Nigeria and proposed a new strategic partnership framework to guide future relations. The National Assembly has prioritized issues of security, the economy, education, and health in the implementation of the legislative agenda of the 10th Assembly. This was revealed at the unveiling of the first session 10th National Assembly Deliberative Barometer and Policy Focus reports by the Erudite Growth and Advancement Foundation. Speakers at the event stressed the need for data-driven legislative governance to enhance transparency and accountability.
It's become important for us to now track how the lawmakers are using their voices and legislative privileges to reflect citizens' aspiration, national development priorities, and other key important indicators.
For this kind of an intervention, there should be a stream of funding that will be available from government to help in developing structures and systems like this, because they eventually also improve governance.
This compels us to constantly raise the standard of representation, lawmaking, and oversight by spotlighting legislative outputs.
To understand the impact of legislative active action and ensure that lawmakers remain responsive to the needs and aspirations of the constituents in the country.
The Benue State House of Assembly has suspended 4 of its members for a period of 3 months following the purported attempt to impeach the Speaker Hyacinth Thawndona Dajo. The House resolved that the suspension became necessary to serve as a deterrent to other members who may want to denigrate the House in future. Grace Anyalewa Ichekba has more.
The 4 members suspended include Mr. Alfred Bega Mbega Makudi South, Shimawa Emmanuel Vandikia, Siri Ikong Ojutu, and Abu James Umoru of Apa constituencies.
Concerned that barely 3 days after the House adopting resolutions on this matter, on this cause, Honorable Alfred Bega and 3 others went behind to mobilize other members to cause chaos in the House.
I feel so pained that a member of the leadership of the 10th Assembly will be nursing the ambition of becoming a speaker when there is no problem in this honorable House.
Sergeant, move them out of the chamber.
In another development, the House screened and confirmed 4 commissioner nominees. They are Dr. Yama Otese, Michael Oglegba, Frederick Ikian, and Opi Menase Alumo.
Honorable Yama Otese is confirmed. Michael Oglegba confirmed. Frederick Ikian confirmed. Honorable Opi Alumo Menase confirmed.
Also at plenary, a bill for a law to make provision for the establishment of skills acquisition training centers in the 3 senatorial zones by member representing Ohimini constituency, Sir Ochekliye Agbo Isaac, with 2 other reports were presented on the floor of the House. In Makudi, Grace Anyalewa, Ichepa, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu extends his deepest condolences to the families of the deceased, the people of Malumfashi and the Katsina state governments over the killing of worshippers. The federal government has vowed to hunt down and bring to justice the perpetrators of the heinous killings. And the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, in a statement said security forces are already on the trail of the criminals and no stone will be left unturned until they are arrested and held accountable for their actions. He assured Nigerians that justice will be swift and decisive and that such acts of terror will never be allowed to take roots in the country, and described the act as not only an assault on the people of Malumfashi, but also on the shared humanity and values of the nation. The minister acknowledged the arrest of top leaders of a savage group of terrorists, including Mahmoud al-Nigeri of the Mahmouda Group and his deputy Abu Abba, alongside Mahmoud Mohammed Usman of the Ansaru Group, who are now in the net, as a positive step in the war against insurgency as directed by President Tinubu. Now, the ongoing review of the 1999 Constitution provides a unique opportunity to find answers to questions surrounding the constitutional roles of traditional rulers. And Nigeria's First Lady, Oluramini, stated this during an interactive engagement with traditional rulers and religious leaders in Lagos. State House correspondent Adini Taiwo reports.
Lagos, where she once served as a governor's wife, is always home for Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu. On this occasion, she is here to engage traditional rulers and religious leaders, 2 stakeholders critical to nation building, on the activities of our Renewed Hope initiative, and then to listen. What should be their constitutional role in an emerging Nigeria, and how to realize it is the big issue that the traditional rulers, through the Ayogbure of Ikorodu, Oba Adewale Shotobi, brought to the meeting alongside other demands.
We request for greater partnership and collaboration with the nation and international institution organizations in building structures, food market and logistics hub to combat the menace of food insecurity and to improve the well-being of our citizens.
Acknowledging their demands, including the desire to see the 37 LCDAs in the state recognized and included in the Constitution, the First Lady highlighted the ongoing review of the 1999 Constitution as one of the ways forward.
They are the ones to take certain of these demands to the National Assembly, so that when they are having constitution amendment, we can look into it, but we'll start lobbying for that. So, because we know how legislation is, it takes a long process. But you know, we hear you, and we thank God that the person who proposed it is now the president. So I believe that whatever it takes, before the end of this administration, I think God will move on that.
Past, ongoing, and planned interventions of RHI to empower women, the girl child, and youth in key areas such as agriculture, health, education, and economic empowerment also featured in the interactive session, with the First Lady enlisting the support of state governors and other leaders for broader and sustainable impact.
And with HPV, I know all the KBCs know about that. We have to give our children this vaccine to prevent cervical cancer. Encourage people in your domain. It doesn't cause infertility. It's just a myth. Please help us promote that. It will save a lot of lives.
Our religious leaders, this government prioritizes everything you're doing for us and your intervention in all spheres of life.
As part of our activities while in Lagos, the First Lady will empower 700 women in the Southwest Zone in partnership with the Sustainable Development Goals Office. In Lagos, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Renewed Hope Initiative Food Outreach Scheme has donated food items to vulnerable women and groups in Lagos State. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, who was represented by the wife of the Vice President, Nana Shettima, noted that apart from the Renewed Hope Initiative, there are plans to launch other economic programs this year. Adiola Kamiakere reports.
This was the atmosphere that greeted the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, who was represented by the wife of the Vice President Hajiya Nana Shettima. The items include bags of rice, cartons of pasta, bags of sugar, soya oil and semovita. The Renewed Hope Initiative Lagos State Coordinator and wife of a state governor, Dr. Ebijoke Sanwo-Olu, said the program, which has made significant impact across the geopolitical zones of the country, will also make a huge difference in the lives of beneficiaries of the state.
It will also empower those groups through economic empowerment and social investment programs with the aim of fostering a culture of community engagement and support for those in need.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu appreciated Hajiya Nana Shettima's loyalty to the First Lady, stating that RHI is not just a household name but a signpost and footprint of what purposeful leadership is about.
We are a great supporter of this initiative. We are a keen supporter of this initiative. This is what Mr. President is all about. He's a man of the people. He's a man that ensures all of the people that are here, they are a product of Asiwaju. That is the person that they know. He's one that taught us that the only means of purposeful governance is to touch the grassroots.
The national chairman, RHI, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, in her speech read by Hajiya Nana Shettima, said this act of kindness has been made possible through the generous support of 2 donors who have committed to supply 2 trucks load of food items to the initiative every month.
We will launch the SDG/Renewed Hope Initiative Women Empowerment Program for the Southwest Zone here in Lagos State, which aims to equip women with tools such as freezers, cookers, ovens, and generators to start or grow their existing businesses. In addition, on Monday, 25th August, we will also launch the Renewed Hope Initiative and Tony Elimelu Foundation Women Economic Empowerment Program, which will provide 50,000 naira to 500 women in each state and FCT.
The initiative has continued to receive commendation.
This feed is known to her. She's very conversant with the feed, and what she knows how to do is to help the people.
And any state that is told, you will know say they always do good.
Now, the Renewed Hope Initiative Social Investment Program Food Outreach Scheme of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has been lauded by many who advise the beneficiaries to use the food items to bless their families and not to sell them. In Lagos, Adeola Komiakere, NTA News.
Elsewhere, the Lagos state government will continue to prioritize investments in education, especially at the Lagos State University, LASU, to make it a true center of excellence. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance at the inauguration of the new 550-capacity Olatunji Bello Auditorium at the institution. Joy Ken Agbakoya reports.
The state-of-the-art facility was donated by foremost journalists, now the Executive Vice Chairman of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, Olatunji Bello. Unveiling the edifice, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says his administration is committed to improving learning infrastructure across tertiary institutions in Lagos, noting that quality education remains one of the strongest tools to prepare young people for leadership and drive the state's development agenda.
And so you can see that this modern facility is more than just a building. It is a beacon of knowledge. It's a beacon of creativity and intellectual engagement. It will serve as a hub for academic discourse. It will be a place of cultural exchange. It will be a place of learning and understanding.
The Minister of Education, Maruf Olatunji Alausa, applauded the donor and urged stakeholders to collaborate more in fostering innovation and economic growth.
The benefit of this auditorium will ripple far beyond this campus, contributing to Lagos State educational advancement, enhancing Nigeria's academic reputation, and empowering our youth with tools to lead, innovate, and transform the society. He has decided to put it for the use of humanity. And I think he's only telling God that he is grateful.
For the donor, Olatunji Bello, the auditorium is his way of giving back to the society.
Certainly, the government cannot do it alone. Private individuals who really have the means should invest in public tertiary education to create more opportunities as prevalent in several developed countries.
On behalf of the entire management, staff and students of this great institution, I say thank you. You have shown that public service extends beyond office tenure.
The Lagos State government says the new Olatunji Bello Auditorium is not just infrastructure, but a bold step toward raising the standard of learning at LASU. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakuya, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. More reports in a moment. Stay with us.
Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At 1Oam Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, 1Oam offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. 1Oam Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
Thanks for rejoining us. Now, the African Chiefs of Defense Summit is a prestigious gathering of military leaders from across the African continent, bringing together the top defense officials from all 54 African nations to discuss critical security challenges, foster cooperation, and develop joint strategies for ensuring peace and stability across Africa. The 2025 summit represents a significant opportunity for strengthening military diplomacy, sharing expertise, and building a unified approach to continental security. Now, joining me here in the studio to talk more on this is Aliu Anas, a legal practitioner on the African Chiefs of Defense Summit. You're very welcome to the News at 10.
Welcome.
All right, so just tell us, what are the likely issues that are going to come up during this conference?
Please, before then, I would like to clarify some issues of misrepresentation going on the social media, on the the interview granted by Chief of Defense Staff on Thursday. People failed to, they misunderstood him. The Chief of Defense Staff was talking about self-protection skills, not self-defense, to Nigerians. And that is why he brought an example of US teaching their children how to swim, boxing, or driving. And these are things that one needs to know or have the knowledge of it, such as an emergency call or call for help, or staying in the public, staying alert in public, and to know dangerous areas where you are, so that you know what to do before the arrival of security security agencies. And that's awareness. So people misquote him and be saying self-defense. Not self-defense that's under Section 33, sub 2 of Constitution, or Section 60 of the Penal Code or Section 286 of the Criminal Code, not that. I said, let me clarify this. That is misrepresentation. It says self-protection skills. There are two different things. Clear, intricate between the self-protection skills and the self-defense. So the Chief of Defense Staff on Thursday was talking about self-protection skills. That is teaching people how to, protect themselves. That is by either swimming or, boxing or, driving before the arrival of security agencies where there's enemies or where you are that's dangerous at where you are. And that is the purpose of that. That's the clarification of that. And that is why I gave the example of, if you see something, say something. If you see something, say something to a neighbor, and then, expose the neighbor if you think you cannot understand him to the security agencies. So please, not self-defense under Section 33, 60, Penal Code, and then other section, but self-protection skills, such as, call for help, and then emergency calls or numbers, and then must be able to protect yourself. Awareness before the arrival of security agencies. Yes, I said, let me clarify that misrepresentation.
Okay, so what are we likely to see on the agenda during this conference?
And of course, the summit, you see, it has never happened in Nigeria and Africa generally, and the focus, the summit focus on the combating contemporary threats and the building collective strategies for regional security. And this also, lead us to a historic gathering to foster, peace, unity, and collaboration, and to also strengthen, security cooperation of our Africa defense future. And this also means that if you are one, you can be able to deal with the enemies. And you see, Nigeria have different surrounded by different African countries, borders, where Nigeria deal with the criminal internally, moving to the bordering country, and the other country, if we are in peace with the other countries, will help us to fight the enemies. If we push them, they will also go there. The other country will push them, will meet at the middle, and then kill the enemies. So it is intelligence sharing, and then intelligence sharing, and also security cooperation. That we are one, we are not enemies. Let's come together as broom to fight the enemies. And that is why, if we are not in peace, the other country will not join hands to fight, because enemies are the people who don't want to mean well for our country. They don't want peace, and that is why we said the summit is for capacity building of the security strategies, and then to have peace keeping for the conflict resolutions of the Africa continent.
All right, so lastly, obviously we are looking for synergy among the African nations. How will this conference and its outcomes ultimately translate to improved security on the African continent?
Of course, if we are not one as like broom, and then that will not make us to deal with the security challenges. No country in the world that does not have a security challenges, but when we are one, we begin to mitigate such security challenges by bringing different intellectual ideas or sharing, to tackle this security predicament, because no one would like his country not to be in peace. And where there's no peace in the country, there won't be development. And that is why the Defense Headquarters begin to organize this Africa Chief of Defense Staff Summit to be able to see. It has never happened today. The Chief of Defense Staff, General C.J. Musa, who is the head of the armed forces, is not a unified alone on the armed forces, but the armed forces in the other security agencies as military and paramilitary of the whole Africa or Nigeria. And again, Chief of Defense Staff is a man that visits different security agencies or other section of agencies, so that Nigeria will be in peace, to apply kinetic and non-kinetic method in dealing with the security agencies, dealing with the security challenges, and that is the reason why he's telling every Nigerian that if you see something, say something. Do not hide a criminal, such particular exposing, because if you deal with other people, he will come back to all your relatives. And we are saying that, please, Nigeria, we're appealing to Nigeria to appreciate the effort of our security agency, military and paramilitary, so that would boost their morale, and not to be hiding other issues that try to mitigate or reduce their morale, but appreciate our security efforts. And then please, if you see something, say something. And that is the basic thing that the primary thing of such summit, the ideas of intelligent ideas of the different countries to come together, that we are one. We are not fighting. Let's fight the enemies to offshoot our country.
Absolutely. All right, Aliu Anas, legal practitioner, Chief African Chiefs of Defence Summit. Many thanks for granting us your insights on this very important issue. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Please, we are urging the people to come tomorrow, on Monday, on 25th to the 27th of the summit. Please, Monday, 9 a.m. at the Bola Ahmed International Conference.
Definitely. All right. Thank you. Now, the Environmental Health and Public Health Practitioners Association of Nigeria says it is seeking collaboration with relevant partners to improve environmental and public health practices across the country. This was at a stakeholders media engagement in Abuja. The association notes that strengthening collaboration with relevant stakeholders will not only raise standards of professional practice, but also translate into healthier communities, reduce disease outbreaks, and improve quality of life. According to them, protecting the environment is directly linked to protecting human lives and addressing climate change.
On the scale, a favorable one within the collegates of nations, so that environmental health, public health, epidemiology, water sanitary and hygiene, and all those that will still be absorbed within the regulatory powers of the council.
Find about 16 areas of environmental health practice that we are expected to train our members to fill the gap of those 16 areas that they can be able to deliver services to Nigeria. So basically what we are seeing today is what we call the tripartite arrangement.
With the renewed call for collaboration, the association is urging stakeholders to see environmental health not just as a professional obligation, but as a shared responsibility to safeguard the health and dignity of every Nigerian. And with that, so we conclude the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.